welcome to Nerd Street.
Nerd Street.
I'm Brent. This is
Nick, aka Nintendo. I'm a good gamer, guys.
And today we are talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. So, like every movie review we're gonna do, have done, and are going to do, we're gonna start with some non-spoilery comments and reviews, and then we'll warn you and send those of you away who don't want spoilers, and then we'll get into the meat of things.
Be gone with you.
So, Nick, why don't you start?
Alright, my take on Solo was I was completely surprised. I thought it was going to be a lot of the type of cheap, thin layered content we were getting from Rian Johnson in The Last Jedi. I really thought this was going to be more of the same, and it wasn't. I was really delighted to see the new kid was good. Alden Ehrenreich did a great job. I'll explain more and get into detail on that on the spoilers. Score was pretty good. It was great during the Valken scenes. We'll get there. New planets and settings in Star Wars, more alien races than Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, spread them out through scenes so it wasn't condensed in one bullshit cantina scene that thought they were required to film in every movie. It didn't feel like that. Direct dialogue in this movie, a lot. Most people will probably take this as them explaining the plot as they go, but it was not like that. The Empire Strikes Back had a lot of direct dialogue that mirrored this, and it was awesome. Other than that, there was a lot of scenes that admired Han and Chewie in the correct light, and I'm going to give this movie a C+, man. I was surprised, and I hope a lot of people don't let The Last Jedi ruin your thoughts on not wanting to see this movie. What did you think, dude?
Yeah, I'm really surprised that you rated it as low as a C+. So from our conversations, I thought you'd rate it higher, actually give it a higher grade. But
I'm keeping it in the box of Disney Star Wars. For it being a Disney Star Wars movie, they if I have to take it, I'll take it in this way.
Sure.
You
Okay.
know?
All right. Well, I enjoyed the movie. I didn't love it. Like you had said, the scenery was good. The plot was decent. Let's see. I'm not going to talk about that yet because it's spoilery.
It's tough with this movie, right?
Yeah. So it's worth seeing.
It's definitely worth seeing.
It was, for better or worse, it was pretty much almost exactly what I expected. I would have preferred for it to be better than I expected, but I'm glad it wasn't worse than I expected. So I also rate it a C+.
Okay, this is an interesting
review.
Okay, can I ask you if you liked it better than The Last Jedi?
I did not.
You did not. Oh, we're gonna fight on camera right now.
I think if I had
I'm surprised to hear you say that, man. I really am. Okay.
So,
I'll definitely take it.
That being said, we're gonna start getting into the nitty-gritty part of it. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, turn this video off and then come back and watch it again after you've seen the movie.
Absolutely.
So we've got spoilers coming in 5, 4, 3, 2,
spoilers. All right.
If you're still here and you get spoiled, it's your own damn fault.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get deeper into this. Okay, there were scenes with Han and Chewie to me that were for the hardcore fans. And why I think they were for the hardcore fans is these scenes that were like a love letter to my childhood and the first time I enjoyed Han in the cockpit with Chewie. They had no words to these scenes. That's why I really think it was for us. There were moments where Han would be looking at Chewie, and Chewie didn't even know he was looking at him, and he'll be playing with hyperdrives and switches and fixing things and, getting acclimated to the Valken, and you'd see Han just staring at him like, yeah, man, this feels right. This fits. This is our baby. This is what we do. Han Solo was, Alden Ehrenreich, I want to say, was excited to be Han Solo. I could tell. I don't know, tell me something, Brett, before I take over this whole thing. I'm talking too much.
Well, all right. I mean, from the opening scene with, Solo, then I'm expecting the crawl, and we didn't get the crawl.
We did it.
And I was like, no, that's an interesting choice. So I'm going to hit some rapid-fire points. The best parts of this movie were Alden Ehrenreich and Donald Glover. I think Ehrenreich played a great Han Solo, and what you were talking about off camera, but you were talking about how you thought he was adding his own twist to
Yeah.
Solo,
Did
whatever.
you think he was doing that?
No, see, I thought he was trying to emulate Harrison Ford, and I think he did a good job of it.
Okay, I agree, but I think certain moments. But then, through the meat and the heart of the film, I think he had his own. He wasn't full of one-liners every 3 seconds because he knew that it wouldn't work for him because he wasn't Harrison Ford. You know what I mean? But when he did do that, they felt like Harrison Ford. It wasn't overkill.
No, it wasn't overkill. I mean, he did it. I was pleasantly surprised. He did a lot better than I expected him to do.
So did I.
Donald Glover was fantastic.
Yeah, tell me what you thought
I
about
would
it.
have, if you had shown me a picture of Billy D. Williams / Han Solo and gone back 30 years or whatever, this is what, I mean, it was just perfect.
Yeah,
He had
this
the
is what you would have
mannerisms.
pictured.
Donald Glover, I feel, kind of stole the show in that regards. So those, in my opinion, were the best parts of the movie. The parts of the movie that I'm just kind of on, first of all, I think there was far too much fan service in this movie, and I think it was it felt more like Star Wars fan fiction than an actual Star Wars movie to me.
You know, I want to push back when you say that naturally, but you're right. The fan service was there. I'm a fan, so I swam in it. I was like, yes, come on. And but now that you say that,
There were things in there that had no purpose being in there except to say, "Hey fans, remember this?"
yeah, that okay, you're right. I
Like-
felt a lot of that in Last Jedi though.
Like when what's her face when Kira downs the one guard and was like, "I've never seen that before. What was that?" And she said, "It's Tiraskasi."
Tiraskasi, that's cool though. Sorry. When I was a kid, there was a PlayStation 1 fighting
Masters
game.
of Tiraskasi. Yeah, exactly. You know,
Awesome.
I'm
I
like
was beating everybody, man. You could pick like Chewie, Han, Luke, Mara Jade was
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right. That had no business, but I like the business.
the dice that hung from his rear view mirror or whatever, until Last Jedi, those had
No
no
one knew.
significance.
That I will tell you right there. I still feel weird about the dice. I think they're trying to push product. I think they're going to sell all these dice
Sure.
everywhere and try to have people put it in their cars. But I don't drive the Falcon. I wish I did. But if I did, I'd have the dice.
And there's another fan service thing that I'll touch on in a minute.
Okay.
But I feel that this movie was improperly advertised. It should have been called Solo, a generic science fiction story.
Oh man.
I think it was
This guy.
Ocean's 11 plus Rounders plus Outer Space.
Okay, Rounders, sick movie. But yeah, I see what you're saying. And
I
you
mean-
know what's funny? You're not the only. This isn't the only critique I've heard that sounds like this. So people are thinking like you are.
Solo's a street rat, and suddenly he's an expert at playing sabacc.
He had to be taught how, but he was holding his cards proverbially because he told Lando, he's like, "You teach me how to play it," and Lando goes, "You don't know much about sabacc." He's like, "I played a game or two." Right there, he's telling you, "Look, man, I may not be the best player, but I'm no slouch." And he also cheated. Han lost because he. Okay, yes, he didn't know how to play sabacc that well.
Well, we're in the spoilers part here, so it's okay to talk about the
Okay.
cheater. But up until Lando cheated, Han was doing really well. He's a gutter rat. Sabacc
He is.
is a money game, and you can't play it
I
without
don't know.
money.
Do they play poker in the hood? I think they might. Think about it. Think of the games today that we make fast cash
But
on.
you don't
They're
play
playing that.
super high stakes.
But it's Lando's place. You think
It
he
is.
doesn't roll with high stakes? Your hand has no business bringing to the table his shit.
And
You're
then
right.
the biggest part of the fan service that, and I alluded to this before we started filming, Darth Maul.
You didn't like Darth Maul in the movie.
I didn't like Darth Maul, and
Okay, you gotta tell me why.
well, unless they're going to flesh this out, in a sequel where Kira, becomes a Sith or whatever like that, there's literally no reason for him to be in the movie except for fan service.
Okay.
Now here's the other
So,
thing.
but the point
that's-
is, what do you think about Darth Maul being the leader of this syndicate, though? Doesn't that not make it fan service? That makes it a purpose?
it makes no sense because Dark Sun in that's extended universe that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Canon stuff though does include Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
In Rebels, here's a real spoiler alert, even for you.
All right.
All right.
Hit us with it.
Okay, so Darth Maul gets has discovered that he's been like trapped on a Sith planet for a long time.
When is before
This
episode
is-
1?
This is before. No, this is after episode 1.
Okay.
This is right after the Clone Wars. This
So
is just before.
after he was cut in half, pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, they did this whole thing where part of his lower half was like a spider thing or
that's
whatever.
stupid,
It was
dude.
stupid, whatever.
That's stupid.
But so he's discovered by the early Empire on this Sith planet because the Empire's Jedi hunters found him.
Okay.
All right. So he was trapped on this planet. He gets off the planet. Now he spends every waking moment focusing on Kenobi. He wants revenge against Kenobi.
Now you're speaking some of my
He
language,
goes
man.
and hunts down Kenobi and faces Kenobi again on Tatooine.
And does he have normal legs and not spider legs? I want a straight up duel, one-on-one. I don't want 5 legs that 2 have lasers, dude. I want a saber battle. Is he like, do they go toe to toe?
They go toe to toe,
Good.
and Kenobi kills him.
What? You're telling me some shit right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
And so, if
So he
Maul-
loses twice.
Yeah. So when is Maul a crime syndicate boss? You know, did he do it when he was trapped on this Sith planet and had no connection to the outside world? Or did he do it in his spare time while he was hunting down his blood vendetta?
Oh,
it makes
man.
no sense in the timeline.
Unless Kenobi's connected to this film when it releases. This is just around the time he gets killed for the second time from Kenobi.
Right.
That's the only way.
But the Darth Maul stuff, the Terras Kasi, the dice, all this stuff was a little fan service.
Uh-huh.
And aside from Han Solo and Lando Calrissian, I felt every other character in the movie was a walking stereotype. You've got the shadowy
Last
girlfriend.
Jedi was that. I mean, we had from Rose Tico to Finn to... I mean, everyone even changed the roles from part 1. I'm surprised you didn't see this in that movie, but go ahead. I'm surprised this is now the only time you're seeing it. Is interesting.
So you've got the generic gangster.
Yep.
You've got the criminal, the smuggler that shows Woody Harrelson showed no emotion in that entire movie. His girlfriend
He was made out
dies,
of
his
wood.
friends, whatever, and he's just like, oh well, we've got a problem. His betrayal and Kira's betrayal, I saw that a mile away.
Yes, we all did. That's true.
I didn't think Woody Harrelson was going to walk in. I thought Woody Harrelson was actually one of the guys in the background in armor or whatever like that. Oh, there's another bit of fan service.
Boosh armor.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, Tamtel Screech. Not Boosh. Tamtel Screech on that Lando had the armor on the skiff in Return of the Jedi. I'm glad you noticed that. I know it's fan service, but dude, it fed me. I love seeing that. I was like, oh my god, there's Tamtel Screech's armor. Should we talk about L3?
Yeah.
Alright, L3 is a character that everyone hates. It's the Jar Jar Binks of Han Solo. If you jump on the internet, all you're going to hear is people saying, what in the fuck was that?
I think that character would have been better served as a biological being. I think that attitude coming from a droid was stupid.
It was stupid. The one thing that did make me laugh, I'll admit, that came out of L3 was when she was having girl talk with Kira, and she was saying, yeah, I think Lando loves me.
Now let's talk about the Kessel Run. This was another thing that I didn't like about the movie. Okay, I'm glad they had the Kessel Run in there.
So was that.
But there was a lot of speculation before this that the Kessel Run was like a race or something like that. Now they make this the Kessel
They
Run
didn't
is
say
just
it was a race.
No, I'm not. I'm saying this was
Okay.
speculation going. You know, this movie, the now canon, the Kessel Run is merely, getting through these shipping lanes through this vortex or whatever to get this to this planet
With
mining
tons of
damage.
asteroids
Okay.
outside of the tunnel in the passageways that can kill you.
Which I can understand. That's dangerous, and the fact that the Falcon was able to accomplish this is big news. However, that's only going to be big news in the mining and freight industry. All right, because this is not a big televised thing or whatever. When Han Solo is in Episode 4 and he says, "Fast ship, she made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs," that should mean nothing to
Everyone else
Obi-Wan.
outside of that profession in Star Wars.
Correct.
I have to disagree because it's drugs. Spice is a drug, and spice is mined and ran through these same passageways. Anyone in the Star Wars universe, whether you do drugs or not, know about the Kessel Run because it's a drug trafficking portal. So you have systems wanting people to stay away from Kessel Runs. If you work at the Kessel Run, you're probably a drug dealer, you're probably all these things, and you get a certain air about you if you talk about the Kessel Run. And I think it's spread to almost across the whole universe.
And now in Star Wars lore, I mean, the Kessel Run is legendary because that's how the Millennium Falcon.
That's how we identify
I
how
thought
badass
they
it is.
should have done better with the Kessel Run. I felt that the Kessel Run in this movie was kind of anticlimactic.
It was. We should have had, instead of one blue tunnel, we should have had branches and ups and downs. Holy shit, did I make the wrong left because we had 16 other choices down there? Crap, someone pull out the map of the spice mines because I'm lost. That would have been dope.
I wanted the Kessel Run to be as action-packed as the pod race.
Okay. Yes. Pod race was action-packed. It wasn't the most quality entertainment, but it was action-packed.
Right. Well, the pod race as a climax of a movie was stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
You know, but the fact that there was action and it was, there were people, blowing up and crashing
that's what
and
you
stuff
needed to
like
see.
that.
You're absolutely right. Okay, so they had a chance to really show us how rough and how infamous the Kessel Run could be, but they dropped the ball. Do you remember the nav computer in L3 that they took out?
Right.
And they wanted to put it in the Falcon so they'd have a correct Navi computer to navigate through the parts of the Kessel Run that were unnavigatable. Now, instead of just punching in L3's computer for the Navi, they just punched it and then made the run. When they put in the computer to navigate through all the debris and the crazy shit they shouldn't have been able to get through, they didn't show it.
Right.
So once you put in L3 and you can navigate, well, start navigating, bitches. Show us what this fucking place is all about.
And sounds to me, I mean, like it should have been like the asteroid field in episode
Empire.
4.
Right?
Well, there was one in Empire as well.
Oh, okay.
But, 3PO, the chances of successfully navigating are 1 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Right. First of all, there should have been something like that. Like Lando should have said, "Dude, there's no way we can do this. The odds of us surviving this are insane." And Nim said, "Never tell me the odds," or something like that. Okay, here's another thing, and and then we'll wrap up.
Another can. Worms coming out.
I liked Chewbacca.
Okay.
But the whole thing with the Wookiees, and then in the where they had the little revolution uprising.
Oh,
like
yeah. When
some of those Wookiees
was that Dantooine?
No, that wasn't Dantooine.
It was Corellia. Yeah, it was Corellia.
No, Corellia
was where he left.
He left. I think
it was the Spice Mines.
That was the Spice Mines.
Okay, cool.
And like one of those Wookiees had a face.
It looked like goddamn Planet of the Apes shit.
You know what it looked like?
Out of Wookiee character.
It looked like those commercials. It looked like
I know what you're gonna say.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Slave Uprising.
The damn Sasquatch.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Yeah. Slave Uprising with Sasquatch.
Oh no.
Liberating Sasquatch.
I can see some parodies and memes already, dude.
It looked exactly like the Sasquatch from Jack Link's Beef Jerky, and it's a Wookiee. Alright folks, well that's our thoughts on Solo, so thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave your comments below.
Leave comments, guys, let's talk.
Yes, if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, if you think I'm a sexy beast with this goatee.
I concur, I think he is.
Aw, yeah. So, but thanks so much for watching. Without you, we're just a bunch of guys talking to a phone, and that's kind of stupid. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Nerd Street!
X-Force!